I come from a dark place. I come from a place where the sun don't shine. I come from doing 25 years to life in prison for kidnapping drug dealers. And I feel blessed because I got the feeling that I wasn't supposed to be released. My time really wasn't up, but God worked a miracle in my life. The parole board didn't want to give me a chance. The judge didn't want to give me a chance. But the pastor came and told me about the God of another chance. And that's why I'm happy to be here this morning to tell you my story.
It don't matter what you gonna say to me. How my temper done got away from me. In these streets I gotta stay hungry. I just want my mama to pray for me. Mom's home from the feds, now she thuggin'. Had the green Honda with the buggy eyes in the stomach. Just after 6 years, had to fade when I switched gears. In my 10-speed, at the park, watch the men's league. Bo Jackson's on white and red. Had the crack in my mouth, I blame that on.
Even though I'm living a good life, you could end up in a fucked up situation. So I'm talking about it from that perspective. But the crazy shit is that what gave me inspiration for that is that I was the kid on the visiting floor watching my mother and my father do that. So my pops was the gangster that everybody spoke about. Yo, your pops is the man. So I'm watching them on the I've been, he did 25 years. So since I was one, I've been going on visits to see him. So I'm on the visit looking at him, admiring him. As I'm hearing what they saying about him. I'm watching the way he talk, the way he sit, the way his hand gestures. And I'm looking at moms and then people in the street like, yo, your mom's is a real one. Because she holding him down.
Supporting.
She the one who holding him down.
And I heard about that reference in one of your freestyles.
Which one?
When you said Pops gave 25 years up to the state.
Right.
He coming home, I'm going in. Yeah.
So think about it. So as a kid, I'm seeing their interaction and people saying, your mom, she thorough. Your mom's is thorough. She did that whole bid with him. So I'm looking at the thorough mother, the thorough father. And for me, it's fucked up because I don't know no other way. This is what, since I was one, I've been seeing this.
It's your reality.
So I can't have a woman that can't do that for me. And it's fucked up because some women may not be, they may be a friend like, yo, I'm not doing no bid. I'm not going through no jail. And I respect that because you don't have to. But I don't know no other way. To me, that's the realest you could be, is the support when it was down. You know what I'm saying? So that was what I was witnessing. So now I'm saying, if I was to go through this, would you be how my mother was to my father? Or not?
Because that's all you know.
That's not all I know, but if that occurs, that's the realest way I know you should be handling it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And if you ran on me, then you a piece of shit. But you might not be wrong. You may not want to subject your life to that. But to me, my perspective is that's what a real woman does. I see my mother do it. You know what I mean? And my father's favorite song was the New Edition, Stand the Rain.
Okay.
Can you stand the rain? So that's basically what I was saying in this song. Can you stand the rain when the shit is fucked up? Because I remember when they had minks and diamond rings and 7 cars. You know what I'm saying? But now he's in state greens. Can you do that bid? So it's crazy because psychologically, that's me as a kid observing my parents. And that's what I'm saying. My parents wasn't like a lot of parents. The lessons I learned was on the prison visiting floor. Watching them interact. So it's fucked up because I may hold the women to the higher standards. Like, yo, you should be able to be thorough.
And it
like
might not always be right.
And they may not be wanting to be like my mom and be that thorough. But I need to know that.
Okay.
Is if you can't, I would never try to just put us in those situations that's bad. But you never know in the life we live how it may turn out. And I just want to know if you're going to be able to handle that. Trust? Definitely trust. Like, we living good and I'm buying you Rolexes and diamond rings and cars and got us living like we supposed to live. But what if they came today and took me away? Like,
being able to adapt to change.
Are you gonna be like, fuck that? I'm in love. I've infatuated with my man. I ain't never going nowhere. We doing a bid until he get home, or you gonna be like, fuck that. It's hot girl city, like hot girl summer.
Bye, my man away.
Right, it's time to go. So, in this generation, it's a lot of women that's like that. So I kind of expect that. To me, to find a chick that will go through all that with you, or see you poor and do that with you, is rare. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much now. Everybody gotta have money on Instagram. Everybody gotta
the facade.
Exactly. So it's hard finding a thorough joint, and that's what that song was about.
Okay.
Would you run away, or you gonna take the stand and say, I don't know what happened? You know.
Transition. That's dope. I'm glad you was able to explain that and elaborate on it. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I took the reference back to one of your freestyles,
right.
And then you pretty much intersected that with that. So that's interesting. Like I said, I'm even learning through the experience.
That situation, you gotta think, as a kid, I don't give a fuck. I done seen niggas whose fathers was pieces of shit. You know what I'm saying? Come through the block. Nigga could be a crackhead and his son still love him like a hero. That's still his father. He don't see a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? Like, sons love their fathers for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, I was waiting for the day he come home. Like, man, I can't wait till he get home. He got 20-something years, but fuck, when he come home, it's lit. And unfortunately, when he was coming home, I was turning myself in for a second. So we didn't even get to spend time together. Now he's telling me, look, son, I just did this for 25 years. Let me show you how to bid. Let me show you how to handle yourself. Make sure you're straight. And I know you a man and you want to handle yourself, but these are things you shouldn't be getting into. Shit like that. It was like, damn, I put on the same uniform, the cape and hero shit, which was an inmate uniform, and I seen him wearing it.
You talked about it.
You know what I'm saying? So I put that shit on and I looked in the mirror like, oh shit, him all over again. And it fucked me up because I ain't never want to be that. I'm like, oh nah, I can't. This ain't a place for me. Like, I can't be in no place like this. Not, hell no. Hell no. I just seen what, you know what I'm saying, how I felt as a kid. I'll never put myself in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
So most of your songs are through your experiences?
All through experiences. Right. I'm just giving you perspective of my life. It ain't got to be right or wrong. Right. It ain't got to be politically correct. It's just what it is. I'm the part of America they don't want you to hear about. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm the part of America that they don't put on TV.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up.
Do you have any West Coast favorites?
My West Coast favorite, and a lot of West Coast people don't like this shit because they got their own favorites, but the nigga that did it for me while I was in New York was Snoop.
Okay.
Like, when Snoop dropped in 93, Doggy Style, that shit was the biggest thing in the city. Like, everybody was bumping that. But not only that, the way Dre constructed that album, and the way I looked at Snoop on TV and saw what a West Coast nigga was, the nigga was getting his hair braided on the handlebars, jumped off with the plaid button up. You know what I'm saying? And you know that right there was like, oh, that's West Coast. So certain niggas didn't give me that.
Okay.
I mean, certain other rappers didn't give me that for being. I didn't know coming from New York. We only see what we see on TV. Right. Snoop gave me that shit, and that shit was authentic. That shit was like, yeah, I fucks with Snoop.
It was, and it still is.
And it still is.
He ain't switched up. He does.
He my number one West Coast for sure. Like, Snoop gave you that, and he still got a swagger. Like that nigga's an old soul. That nigga's a good dude, man.
Did you catch a lot of flack, especially back then with him being one of your favorites? Like amongst your peers?
Nah, I mean, who the fuck could tell me who the fuck is my favorite?
For sure.
Fuck you gonna tell me? I can't tell you what you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's yours.
Right. But you know people talk, why you like him from the West Coast, especially the climate in New York back then, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, that wasn't really the topic of discussion in New York.
Okay.
Like that. And New York really cares about the top 5 in New York.
Oh, okay.
Niggas don't be worried about any other coast or down south. New York is real cocky. They don't feel like your top 5 really should be in the South, probably. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got a young nigga that might be saying Wayne or something. Right. And, you know, but for the most part, New York feel like
purist.
They're it. So yeah, but Snoop was my favorite out the West.
What made you find interest in heading out to the West Coast, LA?
I caught a I caught my first drug case in New York at the time. I was young, and I was supposed to be in school in college playing football, and I left I think for winter break or something. It started, hustling. Got locked up. And everybody was so mad at me because it was like, yo, you gonna be the one going to college. Even though I barely got into college, it was like, still, nigga, you don't belong in the hood no more. Get the fuck, you shouldn't be in the hood no more. So they was trying to, the whole family was calling everybody crying, like, you need to go back to Virginia to school. I'm not going to school. I ain't going there. They like, please don't be in New York. Please stay out of New York, because you gotta understand, my first arrest was I was 9 years old in the 4th grade. So I was getting in trouble all the way up. You know what I'm saying? So now they see this shit happening again. They like, nah, you can't beat this right here. Ain't good for you. So you need to go. So I'm like, I'm not going back to. I ain't going to Virginia. Fuck that school. Then I was like, you know what? I'm one of them people, like, if I feel like you forcing me to do something, making me do something, I'm not doing it. I'm going the opposite way.
For sure.
So I'm like, I ain't going to Virginia. Fuck that. They like, you gotta get out of New York. I said, all right. So my man I met in high school named Noel was like, yo, he kept telling me, like, you need to come to LA. You would love it. He said, you would love LA. You need to come to LA. So to sum it up, when they was like, stay in New York, I'm like, nah, I ain't going back to Virginia. Fuck it. I'll leave. I packed my bag and went to Cali. Nobody expected that.
What
shit.
age?
19, I think.
Okay.
So they was like, this nigga just went across the fucking country. I was like, I can't be in New York. Y'all don't want me in New York? I ain't going to Virginia. I'm going to LA. And then the rest was history.
Was the adjustment hard coming out here and adjusting to the culture?
This shit was a playground for me. This
Okay.
shit was like,
explain.
LA was like, it was sunny every day. Like, it's dark where I'm from. Like, it rains, it's cold. It gets 10 degrees, it's freezing. You only get 2 hot months. And it's so hot that you can't even be outside. You come outside at 1, 2 in the morning when the sun go down. This shit is hot every day. It's nice, no humidity. There's plenty bitches out here. They pretty, they looking for fun. You go outside, you go up the street, you're gonna run into some fun.
Right.
So for me, it was like, this shit was a playground. I was like, fuck that. I'm in LA. I'm in Cali.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When it wasn't cool to just be coming to Cali. Like, niggas wasn't just moving to California.
Right. Especially like you said, like especially like back then.
Back then, man, I came out here and I was having a ball. It was like every day was vacation for me.
Free.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like, this shit is easy to have fun. You can enjoy yourself. In New York, it was a struggle, my nigga.
Right. And when we talk about struggle, struggle is universal, but you found a way to get yourself out of struggle, so to speak, come out here, and change your surroundings. The ambiance was different.
The vibe, you know what I mean? You could be what you want to be out here. You know what I'm saying? You can create what you want, because everybody's doing something out here. New York will find its way to humble you, nigga. You might say, yo, out here, you'll fuck around and be in a club right next to Diddy. You might be taking shots with Diddy just because you with the right people. That shit ain't happening in New York.
No access to them.
They not letting the poor mix with the rich. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Whereas out here, I could be like, yo, I could tell a nigga in New York, yo, I'm be with Diddy tonight. Like, get the fuck out of here. That bullshit. Niggas find a way to humble you. Like, niggas out here be wearing fake jewelry a lot. Not just out here, in general.
Right.
Nigga, nobody say nothing. In New York, niggas gonna be like, yo, what's that?
They come with a little diamond
like,
tester?
Not a diamond tester, but like, yo, what's that? How many carats is that? How many grams is that on your neck? How much that shit weigh? What you paid? Like, niggas be... Not
it's more authentic.
Shit, but just on some... Nigga want to know, then you get money. What's that cost?
Right.
Nigga gonna look at your shit. You can't come nowhere with no fucking fake diamonds and no fake gold and in the hood and niggas jack that shit. Niggas gonna make you take that shit off.
It's that authentic feel. It's almost like you gotta be real. So we talk about musically. How do you feel that people receive your music in general, being that it is authentic and it is hip hop?
I mean, I feel like they got no choice but to receive it as that. I'm not giving you no bullshit. If you real and you You ain't even had to go through what I went through. But you know people that did. You know what I'm saying? And that's understandable. Like, you could see that shit from afar and be like, he's talking that shit. Like I said earlier in one of my songs, I said, yo, spend it like I had it, man. We tossed the Jacksons. All you see is Benji spread across the mattress. Growing up, my uncles would come home with $100,000 and put it on the mattress and count it.
Just because.
On the carpet. Look, y'all, we rich. A lot of people didn't have that shit in their household. To me, that was rich. I still do that. Nigga, and the mattress never had a sheet on it. It was just plain mattress with 100,000. So niggas that know that uncles did that, fathers did that, came through and put the 100 grand on the carpet, they know exactly what I'm talking. I'm speaking for them niggas. Them niggas that seen that. A lot of people have it. You ain't gonna relate to it. But if you from where I'm from and you know the culture, that's how we was getting money. Your uncle coming through with a shitload and spread it on the mattress. That's a fact.
Was that some of the inspiration? I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to know the inspiration behind the title Biggie Jigga Don.
Basically with Biggie Jigga Don, like I honestly feel like bar for bar, lyrically, you could put me against anybody.
Okay.
Right?
Why so?
I feel like, for one, it's real. Like, you got niggas that's rap nerds that can rap and they can fucking do cartwheels on beats with words, but do you feel them?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got niggas that's wordsmiths. They can rhyme every word in the dictionary, but do you feel them?
Right.
I want when a nigga hear me, he get the chills. Like, ooh, word, I feel that. I'm giving you that, for one. And lyrically playing with you, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I say you put me up there. But with the Biggie Jigga Don shit, I basically implemented myself as a representative of New York, the way Big was, the way Jay was. Like, these are niggas that embody the city. You can't take New York from them. They are New York. I am New York. I'm not out here playing. I grew up in the shelters in New York. I grew up on the subways in New York. I am New York. And I'm giving you New York to the world.
Okay.
I'm a spokesperson. I'm going to be the new president. Big was the spokesperson at one time. Jay, you had this person, that person. I'm going to be the new spokesperson for the city where they be like, nah, he's one of us. That's our guy right there.
Why did you pull from them two specifically?
Because they was New York.
Okay.
It was the realest of the real. Big was, you can never, if you hated on Big, then you was just a hater. Everybody loved Big. And Jay showed you how to hustle and rhyme. You know, Jay was a rapping ass nigga. So, you know, when you think of New York, I want you to think of, and don't forget Nas. Nas is the same way. I had to put myself in there somewhere. Just how Jay-Z said, who's the best MCs? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. At the time.
You said it was written on my arm on one of the songs on there.
No, but I'm gonna get to that. When Jay said Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas, Jay wasn't really in the conversation of the best in New York.
Okay.
He threw himself in there and said, I want rec too. And then they had to respect it. And then that nigga started barring up on niggas.
Right.
So I put myself in the fight, in the realm. You gotta respect it. Now challenge me. Take me out of there. Show me I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for that. But on the reference you talking about when you said the
it was written.
I know that it was written on my arm. King is written on my arm.
Okay.
In every city a new king is born. Every legend name will live on in my songs. Who's the best? Biggie, Jigga, and Don. So King is written on my arm, and even though it's written right here, I want to give it to you in the flesh.
East Coast don't love Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. The East Coast ain't got no love for Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg and Death Row. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't love us. Well, let it be known then.
Okay. I was on the West Coast back then. Okay, listening to Too Short and Mac 10. Let's go. Spend a quarter kilo just for breakfast, that's just me though. Make a big investment with my Mexican amigos. When I'm feeling stressed, I make a mess at the casino. Cruising on the yacht, dolphin watching Dan Marino. Take another shot like we out here catching B-roll. With a face shot, you don't ever have to reload. I can stay hot, go from Madison to Pico. When the bass drop, we be trapping at the depot. Road trip, we could pack inside the Rego. Flood the whole strip, Blue Magic Dollar Depot. Oh, you mad at you? What you think you mad at me for? Got some attitude, I will beat you out.
One once again, Biggie, Jigga Don, out now. Stream it, buy it everywhere. The album content is very versatile. What state of mind were you in while recording this project?
My state of mind was, it's go mode. It's go time. They need to hear me. Like, they need to hear this shit. And it ain't time to play. I'm not making songs for the radio. I'm making the real shit. Like, they gonna hear the best of me, the rawness of me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no room to play. Like, I don't want no mediocre beats. I need high everything. And I gotta come with it. I just know that when I think about my peers, they gotta look around and say, matter of fact, I think about Jay and them. If Jay, Nas and them niggas gonna hear it, what they gonna say? And if they ain't gonna be like, woo, then I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't like, woo, that nigga there, son, I ain't doing it. So that's what mode I was in. That's the mode I'm still in. Like, give me a beat today, and that's how I'm acting on it.
You're here for your respect.
Man,
it's overdue?
In a sense, it's overdue. It's like, y'all let these people, niggas say, on King of New York, we got fat while we niggas starved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas was out here playing. Y'all playing. You gotta think about who the hardest street rappers in the game right now. Who's the hardest? Give me three the niggas that's not that we personally, but the masses say is the best running. You got Drake,
of course.
You got Kendrick.
Okay.
You got J. Cole. You got who else?
I mean, you would have to throw still Kanye in there.
Who? Kanye.
As far as like numbers wise, he's still gonna be
even
right.
if you threw Kanye in there, right? Even though he's the older, I'm talking about the young nigga.
Oh, the young
now.
Okay.
You know, Drake, Cole, Kendrick,
okay.
And who else? One of them dudes like that's going Meek Mill.
Okay.
Right.
For sure.
You telling me for the past 10 years, this is the hardest, the realest rap we gonna get is from Drake, Meek Mill, Cole, and Kendrick? That's the realest it's gonna get? It's been like that for 10. Growing up, it was real in so many different channels. Of course. I can tap into the Nas channel, the J channel, the Snoop channel, the Cube channel. It was real at Pac channel.
People have reigns now. Right? Like, they really stay for like 5 to 6 years.
You telling me these 4 niggas is as realist as it gets in the game for the past 10 fucking years? It's like they let me out of jail now. It's like, y'all let this shit rock.
The takeover?
Y'all let this shit rock. No disrespect. It's all respect to them niggas because they all can rap.
It's competitive.
They all get busy, but I'm talking about the shit that I'm talking about.
Okay.
It was a void for that on that level for the past 10 years. Nobody been talking that talk.
They might have, but they might not have made it mainstream.
That's what I'm saying, on that level.
Right.
I'm talking about niggas that was going platinum but still talking that talk. Like the niggas that we named.
Yeah, that's scarce.
Like the niggas that we named.
Yeah.
Jay and them, you know, not the best done did that. They talked that talk and still made it up there. So we went 10 years without that. You telling us J. Cole rapping about losing his virginity and how he was practicing before he lost his virginity. That's what we talking about?
It's relative.
It's relative to them niggas that's not in my neighborhood. Niggas wasn't humping the bed to learn how to lose their virginity.
Right.
Niggas was trying to hit anything smoking. Niggas was 14, 13. Niggas was finding a train to run on. Like, that's the mentality we came from. Niggas wasn't nervous about a woman. Like, niggas was trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Tarantula on the caterpillar?
Give me that. Who,
right.
Huh? Niggas wasn't, I gotta practice about it. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying I don't relate to that because I don't know that type of nigga. I do, but he ain't from where I'm from. My type of niggas was looking for, I lost my virginity to a fucking slut. You know? I lost my virginity to a bitch that it wasn't about shit. That's because I was just trying to fuck something. Like any little 12, 13-year-old was. I know kids that was in the fucking house trying to practice they first time. Oh my God, my first time, what am I gonna do? That wasn't us. So I don't understand it. I'm speaking for the people that was like me.
Jumped off the porch.
You
The
know
real
what I'm saying? Junior high school, yo, When niggas is cutting, it's gonna be bitches there. A nigga that's worried about his virginity ain't going to that party.
No, because that's probably what's gonna get broken.
It wasn't gonna be. He would have been too nervous.
Right,
He ain't
that's what I'm
practiced
saying,
yet.
right.
He ain't get his practice in.
Right. Concepts.
But you know, in all respect to J. Cole, I fuck with J. Cole. I'm just saying the content we delivering is just a little different.
I understand.
That's all.
I understand.
That's all.
You just putting things in perspective, just giving an overview of, like I said, like what you pretty much grew up seeing, and I mean, our experience shape up, you know, to who we are today. Let's talk about
just wasn't raised like that.
Right. Realness is realness. How'd you link up with G Perico on West Coast?
When I dropped West Coast,
Blue Magic Dollar Depot. Oh, you mad at you? What you think you mad at me for? Got some attitude, I will beat you out that ego.
I felt like I needed a West Coast artist. And he young, up and coming. He on Rock Nation, but I know he got that vibe. You know what I mean? He got that easy E, he sound like that. You know what I mean? He got that flow about him. And I was like, yo, I could have went for the big dogs like the Snoops and the E40s and Too Shorts, but I wanted somebody that's young, up and coming, that's building his buzz, so we can give it that new feel.
Right.
And he did that. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with his verse. That shit was a hard verse.
What's up, y'all?
He did that. You know what I mean?
What was the creative process behind that?
The beat was crazy, and you know, then think about the East Coast, West Coast shit. Like, I've really been out here in LA.
That's why I asked how long you've been out here, because you're familiar.
Right, so it's never been a New York artist to make a West Coast record. You know what I'm saying? It's never been a nigga who bridged the gap, like, you know what I'm saying, in a positive manner. Like,
That made sense.
That made sense.
Right, I agree.
So, I'm here to say, like, niggas want to say, oh, East versus West, so there's a West Coast is popping. LA is popping. New York is too, but they different, completely different. I love LA. You know what I'm saying? So when they talking about all this, I was on the West Coast back then. I was listening to Too Short. I was vibing out here too. And, you know, get into it, not throw Perico on there so he could bless it.
Right.
Super Cripped Out, Broadway, you know what I mean? And he put his spin on it, and I like his verse. He killed that shit.
I do too. I like the whole song as a whole. I mean, it was a complete vibe. Man, most important question, man, of the night. How do you want your music and your brand to influence the world, or do you?
How I want to influence the world? First, obviously, it's always going to be from a motivational standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was plenty of times I wanted to stop what I was doing. And I did. That's why I was going to jail. You know what I'm saying? It's getting off track of what I was supposed to be doing. But I want them to see that, you know what I'm saying? Be the best you. Like, I don't know how to be nothing but me.
Okay.
And being a rapper is part of that. Is that. Everything about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm this way with my mother. I'm this way with I don't get in front of the camera and put it on. So I want people to be them true selves, do what the fuck they do best no matter what it is. And master that shit. And as far as musically, I want them to respect it and say, yo, that nigga's one of the best that ever did it. I want them to respect it and listen and be like, nah, he talking that shit that we know. And niggas ain't, come on, anybody can tell you, niggas ain't giving that vibe no more. Niggas ain't giving that feel no more. It's just not.
I definitely think that you definitely on your way. And like I said, like, we had the conversation earlier. You was like, what do you mean about, like, my raps being luxurious? Well, it's wordy, and then the pairings, but the street narrative is there too.
Right.
And it's truthful.
Right.
And it's honest. Before we get out of here, you want to do any shout-outs?
Yeah, well, I want to shout out my team, my marketing team. You guys know who you are. I don't want to blow y'all up, but I want to shout y'all out. I want to shout out my brother Phenom. He's one of my major influences and partners that, you know what I mean, when we sit down and put shit together, we come together and get creative. He a creative genius. Kane, Oz, you know, the people that's in my circles that every day they give me advice and, you know, we chop it up over the round table or a Zoom call and have an intentional and be intentional about what's going on. people that believe in me, man, more than these motherfuckers, you know, they've been screaming my name before people were screaming my name. They've been fans of me, not just family, but fans of me way back then. So shout out to y'all, all the true Don Pablito fans, all the true fans that fuck with me from the beginning, that's going to buy a shirt, not because you want to wear the best designer shirt, but you fuck with Don.
Right.
I want to wear that shirt. I fuck with this nigga.
Right.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to the Pablito fans.
Sure, man. I appreciate those sentiments. And once again, everybody, go download, stream, buy Biggie, Jigga Don. Phenomenal album, great content. And once again, this is K. Williams for Chronicles Media, and we out. Peace.
60K from the bank, I spent that on dope. 200 grand in the street, shit, we ain't going broke. I could put you in the game, but I ain't a coach. And I can sit you on this plane, and it ain't a coach. Look, don't want no fame, I just want results. Let them niggas play with chains, we gon' play with boats. You in position with a Don's vision. My premonitions from hard living. Shorty in love with kissing, even in social distance. She got 100 dig it. I ain't in no position to give her what she looking for, but I still go to visit.